Hello there everyone, this is Snoo and welcome back to the channel. This is a video all about my league start plans for the Forbidden Sanctum 3.20 league coming out here in less than a week. Now we've already got our patch notes out, so I think it's time people really begin finalizing their league start plans, and that's why I'm making this video so I can share it with you guys. Unfortunately, I have to split it into two parts because I'm not 100% ready to share everything, showcase everything out there. I still have a little bit of testing I want to do. As you guys already know, I'm quite thorough in what I do, and I'd also like to showcase with you precisely exactly how I'm planning to make a ton of currency in the first few days of the league. I'm gonna level up a character, get a mock set of gear ready to go, the kind of gear that I would have in the first few days of the league. And there's going to be no secrets, absolutely no secrets to you guys as far as what I'm planning to do. And for anyone else who would like to, bask along in the glory and the riches of that strategy, well, feel free. This is not going to be an actual build guide, or rather there will not be an actual build guide like the formal Tornado Shot Soulthirst Deadeye build guide that I made. We'll save that for next league perhaps. If this build gets a terrific reception this league, I will probably go through with a formal build guide next time. But you know what? Basically all the information that you would ever ask to see in a formal build guide will be present between this video and the next one. So whereas the next one will be far more detailed, showcasing actual end game strategy, going through the PoE, leveling trees, and all that stuff. This one is going to be much more focused on the strategy, the philosophy behind the build, why I chose the build, how I came to the decision, and I am going to share with you a little bit of nifty tech that has gotten me extra excited with this build. And the build is a Toxic Rain Low Life Champion. The tech in question has everything to do with first to strike, last to fall, which has enabled me to get a highly deterministic, nearly 100% uptime adrenaline buff, which is, in case you're not aware, 100% increased damage, 25% increased attack speed and movement speed, as well as 10% increased physical damage reduction, making it, clearly one of the most powerful first two ascendancy points you can possibly get, supercharging the player power going into a league start scenario. So let's get into how I arrived at this build. It didn't just come out of thin air, obviously. That ascendancy point does come with a somewhat significant downside of requiring low life. That's okay. I already liked low life builds. In fact, that was very much at the genesis of the build that I was going to make. I knew right off the bat I was going to try low life because I have in mind maybe doing some magic find at some point very early in the league. Also something else I need to test for the second video. Anyway, Champion is the ascendancy that is rewarded for going low life because of that ascendancy point, and that's kind of how it all started. My decision to go Toxic Rain is heavily rooted in the fact that I'm highly familiar with the skill. It's really simple as that. And I know it's a very strong league start skill as opposed to Burning Arrow Elementalist or Tornado Shot, which are nowhere near as good of league start skills on a low budget, weak gear scenario. Toxic Rain is tried and true and always makes its way back into the meta every couple of leagues. Ironically, it seems to be other people seem to be talking about it again, even this league. Now, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. But whereas most people go Raider, for obvious reasons on softcore, I am going to do Champion because of the low life tech that I'm going to showcase to you. Now, Zizarin and Lighty already made a Champion Toxic Rain popular 2 leagues ago. It's Arch Nemesis. They made that popular, but I don't, it's not exactly, I'm not doing exactly what they did on that build. I'm kind of tailoring it more for a softcore experience. And my strategy basically is to try and farm up a headhunter. It's nothing new really. I'm trying to farm up a headhunter ASAP. And whereas in previous leagues it's taken me, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, nearly 2 weeks to do so, this league, I'm going to try to get it within like 3 days, maybe, at the earliest. This is something I've never even had the opportunity to do before because I've always had to, go back to work after the first couple days of the league. This is the first time I'm actually going to get to no life a league start. I took off 2 weeks, and that has definitely gotten me excited and definitely involved in this league start plan strategy that I have in mind. The strategy, as far as making currency is concerned, is going to be an amalgamation of a lot of different things I've learned throughout the past. I recall Path of Math talking about you doing delirium farming up the unique jewels from the delirium bosses in the first day or two. I'm fully aware that the cost of Legion emblems in the first couple days is absolutely astonishing. Chayula Breachstones are extremely valuable as well. Essences are really good. And basically anyone who can do a true endgame content on like day 2, it's going to make a crap ton of currency. And that is kind of my strategy. And that is something I will showcase for you in the second day. So that's it. I mean, that's basically the philosophy behind what I have in mind. Now, I've already tested this build out in Delirium Everywhere. I kind of got to experience what I had in mind in Delirium Everywhere. Of course, I was held back tremendously, so the Delirium Everywhere event's way harder than the actual game, and it was specifically challenging for Toxic Rain and with a Soul Thirst belt, because that relied on momentum and ramp up and stuff that is whereas Rampage and things like that. So it didn't work out too well, but I did eventually get to high tier red maps and was able to farm legions and stuff. But like I said, I still have a few other things I need to test, like Magic Find, like the Gloom Shrine, and potentially, you know, 20, 40, 60% deli, the more authentic way. And I also need to test 8 mod corrupted maps. I didn't get around to that either. So that is essentially my league start plans. Let me show you exactly what I have in mind for the campaign. Leveling in the campaign is way more fun than I've ever had experience before. At least once I hit Act 3, almost around Act 4. With this first Ascendancy point, the build really comes online. So in case you're not aware, I've been testing out timing myself, Acts 1 through 3, because I am, at least compared to how I perform in the middle of a league, I am atrociously bad at speed running the campaign. It's no wonder I've only actually completed the campaign like a dozen times or a little more than that in my entire life. So I mean, that would explain why I'm not very good at it. But anyway, that is something I'm really focusing on this week and the week prior. So you can already see I have a couple characters, couple champions right here. This one here is going to be leveled up all the way and to do what I'm going to do on the second video. But I have this one here too, and this is in solo Southbound League, so it's purely authentic. There was no gear or help given to this character. This character is currently sitting right at the end of Act 3, and the build has essentially come online. You're going to see that I have 2 hours and 1 minute time played. That's actually a pretty good run for me, but what makes this extra special is I got a little bit lucky here. I was able to get 2 4 links in particular that I needed. And I was able to get rare gear all around. Got everything benchcraft. And this is kind of a pivotal point in the leveling process, I feel, whereby, you know, you get that first lap done, and then you go from being like a normal character to suddenly being faster than a raider at this point. So these are all my flasks here. This is the currency I've gotten. You see, I've already gotten 2 Chaos Orbs. It just so happens I plan to buy a Quill Rain right around this time. This is the moment I can afford one. I don't know what it'll cost exactly, you know, 12 hours or... Sorry, not 12 hours. See, I'm actually I'm gonna be sleeping when the league technically starts. So this will be somewhere around 5 hours into the league. But anyway, I'm just gonna play through here, and I'm in Act 3 at the very end, at the Scepter of God here. And we're just going to finish Act 3. I'm going to show you just how insane this is. So you notice I'm a low life, right? You notice a little bit of space there. Kind of a lot of space, actually. And you can see my skills here. I got Despair on click. I'm going to use a Witchfire's Brew, though, the second I can afford one. But here we go. Look, this character is already pretty fast, isn't it? With 2 Quicksilver Flasks up. I already feel like I'm a raider. Truly. I already feel like a raider. I don't know. Yep, this is upstairs. Okay. So you're going to get to see just how powerful this build is already without a Quill Rain, by the way, which like triples the damage and efficiency of this build once you get that. And it absolutely is accessible in the campaign early on. Will probably only require a few Chaos Orbs. Way, way better to get that than it is to get a Tabula Rasa. In fact, I won't even bother with the Tabula Rasa actually on this build because I'm just going to go straight to a Porcupine Bow at some point after that. Okay, just kind of moving through. Is it kill a rare here? I don't know. Maybe a little bit, could be maybe a little faster, but seems pretty fast to me. I always get confused on these rooms, not exactly sure which way to go. There we go. Alright, well, unfortunately, there's like no monsters around, so I can't even keep my Quicksilver flasks up, so that's awkward. There we go. I think the next level maybe has the boss room. Maybe. I probably shouldn't be going that way. Let's try the other way.
I can't do this just yet. My spirit is spent.
So I'm definitely curious about your guys' thoughts. If you think Toxic Rain is going to be what you want to do, maybe you have some suggestions that will be a little different. There will be a PoE link down below for this very specific character that you're seeing right now. Again, a finished, full, fleshed out PoE is not going to be present because I'm simply not ready to give it. But what do you think about the strategy? Do you think it's going to be good? And, you know, I should probably mention there is a new league mechanic coming out. I've never really talked about it. And the simple fact of the matter is I'm just not all that excited about it. I know it's a roguelike. You know, it looks a lot like Alva 2.0 or Lab 2.0. And however good it is, I don't anticipate it being better than what I can achieve through maps, especially early on. But here you go. You got to see how quick and easy I was able to dispatch Dominus's minions. Pretty fast there. Oh, wow. Okay, I deserve to die there, but not paying much attention. Anyway, we got a phase 2 coming up, and especially phase 2, I think you're going to see the real power. In the event that the boss just stands still and has a big hitbox, I mean, this is just hilariously strong. Oh, I forgot to even use Despair while I'm doing there. I'll use it here. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Kind of a lot of damage. I mean, considering that boss is pretty tanky. So there it is. You got to see it. Got another point. Here is the passive skill tree. Let's see. Next point was... Oh, next point should have gone into here, actually. Yeah, you know, I think I will actually just go ahead and show you a little bit of the mapping in Act 4. Or... right here, I guess it is.
Some time in the mountains.
The aqueduct. There, everybody knows the aqueducts. So the blink arrow has a reduced cooldown. You can just kind of scream through the map here. Nice and easy. Okay, there we go. Quicksilver back on. Finally. Alright, so there I got the... this is how fast it is with the Quicksilvers, with Adrenaline. With Onslaught, you know, Onslaught is on the Atlas passive tree, so I'm kind of getting a lot of the benefits that Raider would have. It's actually even stronger than what Raider... I'm pretty sure that right here in Act 4, this power and this speed is stronger than what a Raider experiences. Or Deadeye, for that matter. And probably carries all the way into... somewhere into yellow maps, I'd say, with that kind of power and speed. And the champion, of course, gets automatic fortify by the time you even begin mapping. So, I mean, it's just absolutely out of this world as far as the overall player power. I think people really discount just how powerful this ascendancy point is if you have things set up nicely. I can read it there. Oh, yeah, it also intimidates enemies that are in full life, which does affect, I believe, the impact of the pod explosions there, and will impact Tornado Shot 100%. if and when I swap over to that. So basically, it was like this. I started down here. I swap over. The moment I get 4 refund points, which comes soon, I'll take these 2 points and refund the 4 here. But I go down and I take Fury Bolts first. I go ahead and I take Bravery then after. This is around the time when Brutus dies. And I go up here and I get Avatar of the Hunt. Or sorry, I think I start getting this wheel around the time Marival dies. Avatar of the Hunt comes in Act 2. Switch down here. And around the time when I would drop Onslaught support to pick up Deadly Ailment, or not Deadly Ailments, Vicious Projectile support. Because unfortunately, we are missing a second powerful support gem as a champion. We don't automatically get it. It's fine because I get Graceful Assault at the same time I get Vicious Projectile support, so then I have Mirage Archer and Vicious Projectile support, a nice couple of supports for the 3-link. After that, I scream straight up here and pick up Primal Spirit because right around this time I'm kind of starved for mana. I really need the mana on hit because Toxic Rain becomes expensive. I didn't mention I start off with Galvanic Arrow first and then switch to Toxic Rain right around the time Act 1 ends. Go ahead and pick up Druidic Rite to get that extended Quicksilver duration as well as effect. Get Heart of the Oak. Switch up here to get Farsight, just a lot of extra damage. Blink Arrow cooldown reduction rate. You got to see that in action. Then the increased reduction in projectile speed will probably come online around the same time that I pick up a Quill Rain, ironically, and get a few more life points. And from there, I would move up here and, probably get Quick Step, Aspect of the Eagle, get the Aura set up, get the Chaos.multi, move around here a little bit, and then, the campaign's basically over, at that point. So that's kind of what I've been working with. It's been a great sort of strategy. So I'm giving you a sneak preview of what the leveling tree will look like, at least explaining it to you. If somehow we find a couple of good jewels, we do have some good jewel slots here, but we're definitely going to be losing a lot of quality of life by losing the survival instincts. It does not brick the build. It just makes your Soul Thirst, Soul Eater buff last less time. Actually, the Replica Conqueror's Efficiency Jewel is more of a build-breaking threat, and without that, it just means maybe you have to take another jewelry slot for a minus mana cost prefix. It could mean we take maybe a helmet with the minus mana cost and Eldritch Implicit. There's a lot of variety of different things you could do with that. You can just get extra mana on hit and maybe reserve a little less mana to make your mana pool a little bit bigger. That could be a possible solution. So there are a lot of solutions. I'm not 100% sure of what I'm going to arrive on. But again, they got to do some testing on that. So that's all I got for this video right now. I wanted to bring you some information ASAP. Look forward to the next video. Please ask any questions you have. Maybe I can edit, or not edit, but anticipate those questions getting ready for the next video. All right, so good luck on your league start or your practicing league start, I guess. We're not quite there yet. Anyway, I'll see you in the second video, all right? Bye for now.